Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing an unboxing here of a new turntable that I picked up just the other day. Now a little backstory here, my main turntable is the Audio-Technica LP120 and I've had lots of good luck with that turntable. It's in my opinion it's a pretty high quality turntable and it suits my needs pretty well. By no means am I an audiophile or anything like that. So that turntable has served me well. Now the only issue I have is that that's my main turntable. It's hooked up to all my speakers and everything in my music room down here in the basement of the house. And from time to time it'd be nice to have a turntable upstairs where I can, just come in from the record store and throw on a record and listen to it before I go downstairs, or if anybody else in the family wants to stand up there and listen to it, they can. So I've kind of been looking around at some different options, and I knew I didn't want to get one of the Crosley suitcase turntables, and I was kind of looking at some of the cheaper Audio-Technica turntables, but I just never went ahead with one of those. And then I saw this in Target when I was shopping there, and this is the Target brand. It's the Heyday wireless turntable, and I noticed that, as you can see up in the top there, it's got the counterweight. It's got some anti-skate, and it has some adjustment on the cartridge, and it is a magnetic cartridge, and you can adjust that or replace it if you want. And also it's got Bluetooth capability, so this is something I was really interested in, and it was just under $100 too, so it was a pretty decent price, I thought, for what you're all getting. I did some looking online before I picked it up, and there wasn't a lot of information out there. I think I only saw one or two videos on YouTube about it, and they both said it was pretty decent. And some of the reviews I've read in forums and things like that said it was pretty decent as well. So I figured for $100 I'd just give it a shot and see what it's like. So I thought I'd show you guys here an unboxing of what is all included here and what you all get. So as you can see on the top, it says wireless turntable, and it is the Target Heyday brand. And if we look at the side of the box here, we got a few other things listed here. It's both 33 and a third and a 45. It's belt driven, it has RCA output as well as Bluetooth, and it says here 33-foot range, so that's pretty decent. And it's got a removable dust cover. So we'll just open this up and take a look at it. I'm going to do the best I can to try and show this off here on my camera, but it's going to be kind of tricky. But I got some nice packaging there. And then of course on the top we got the dust cover first. Take the plastic off of that. We got kind of a smoky color there at the rounded edges. It's pretty fancy. And what do we got in here? Some more packaging. And here I see we got what's all included here? The RCA cables, got the hinges for the dust cover, a 45 RPM adapter, and then just some instructions there and things like that. And then here we have our power cord. And here is our counterweight for the tone arm. And there's this, and that's just some packaging. All right. And there we have the turntable itself. So we'll try and take this out of there carefully. Okay, and then in the bottom of the box we have our platter. Just set the box off to the side here quick. Give you a look at the platter here. So we got some setup instructions there. It looks like a little quick start guide. Set that off to the side for now. And then we do have the felt slip mat with the Heyday logo on it. And this is actually a metal platter. some of the other turntables around this range, I've seen these are plastic and they get kind of warped and wobbly and things, but this is a nice heavy duty metal. Now this isn't the heaviest turntable in the world. My main turntable, the LP 120, that thing is really heavy. Okay, so there we have our on-off switch there, a Bluetooth button. It does come with an Audio-Technica cartridge installed. Then we'll install the counterweight and everything. And I think this is some sort of a strobe for speed. I know it's under the the platter itself. There's kind of a toothed gear or something on here that kind of runs through the strobe mechanism there. And then the belt is already installed on the platter itself. So we'll slip that over the motor here. Okay, first off I'll set the platter on the turntable. Try and grab our pulley to get that on there. A little bit tricky sometimes. All right. Okay. We'll set our slip mat on there. And then I'll go ahead and get the counterweight installed. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention too is let's see if I can do this here. The feet on the bottom of here, they are kind of a conical, cone-shaped design, and they got some pretty heavy-duty springs on them. So that should help a lot for the sound, the dampening and things like that. The very faint logo there you can see on the front. And I suppose I'll show you the back here quick too before I set it down again. So we got the RCA jacks. You can focus on those. Get the line out, and it does have a preamp installed. And then we got the power port as well. And to me it seems like this is just basically made of a kind of a fiber board, maybe like a wood composite. And then it's just got kind of a plastic coating over the top of it. So it's not really heavy duty, but it's pretty decent in my opinion. All right. So we'll go ahead and put the counterweight on here. Looks like there's just a little pin in the back. You have to push down, and then it slides on there, and then once that pin retracts, you can dial it in and out. And let me just check does have some nice damping there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up, and then I'll come back and show you guys how it works. All right, so I got everything set up here. I got the counterweight installed, and in this, I'm not exactly sure what the cartridge model is, but in the owner's manual it says to set the counterweight at 2.5 grams, and you can see I got my scale on there, and it is showing 2.5, and that's exactly what it says on the dial as well, so that's pretty accurate, I guess. And then also, one thing I did was when I align my cartridges, I have this tool here that I've purchased. You put it on the spindle here, and then you set the needle on here and make sure everything is lined up straight, and then you move the needle over to the other. You start here with your needle on the crosshairs there, Make sure everything is straight, and then you move it over to this position there, and then make sure everything is straight with that. And right out of the box, everything was perfectly straight on there. So that's pretty good that it's set up that well right from the factory. Usually you got to do some kind of adjustment and things like that. So it's nice to have that all pre-done for you. Now I'm going to attempt here to pair this with a Bluetooth speaker I got over here. I don't have any wireless speakers or anything over here, or any speakers that I can wire up with the RCA cables at the moment. So we'll try and set this up. It says to turn on the switch to the 33 or 45. Then put your Bluetooth speaker into pairing mode, which I have a Amazon tap here. It's an older tap. So I'll push this to set up with Bluetooth. And let's see. On the turntable, press the Bluetooth button once to turn Bluetooth transmitter on. So we'll push that, and you can see it's blinking there. On the turntable, wait for 5 seconds. Press the Bluetooth button again to search for your speaker. So you can see it's blinking faster. And when it's connected successfully, the Bluetooth indicator will be a steady light, and you'll hear a sound from the turntable. And then it says after that to listen away. And so far I'm not hearing anything, so we'll give it a second here to see if it comes up. Usually it doesn't take this long, so I might have to pause the video again and see if I can get this to work. Okay, I see here the light turned red, so I'm guessing that it probably didn't pair with the device, so hang on 1 second and I will see if I can get this figured out. Okay, I'm sorry about that. It turns out that I was not able to connect wirelessly to my Amazon tap here, and over on my turntable I have hooked up an Echo Dot, and it was unable to connect to that as well. So I decided I brought the turntable upstairs. We have a Bluetooth soundbar on our television, and it was able to connect to that. So I don't know if it's just an issue with the Amazon speakers and things like that it won't connect, but it did in fact connect to my Bluetooth speaker on my television, and I was able to play music through that. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you that, but the wireless does work on this one. As a side note, as I was trying to get the speaker over here to work, it wasn't working, so I went online and chatted with Target online, and they said that they were having some issues over the last month with their wireless adapters and things like that not working. So that could be an issue as well, but it did work with my television, so I just thought I'd mention that. So I do have a cable connected here. I'm pretty close to my receiver on my other sound system down here. So I did connect to that. So I'll just throw on a record here and show you guys how this is going to work. So I have it set to 33 there. And you lift up the tone arm here, slide it over. And as we set it down, it gradually goes down onto the record. And I'm not sure if you can hear that at all, but it is coming through the speakers. And hopefully that's not so loud that I get copyright infringement here, but I will show you that it does not have auto return, but when you do get to the end of the record, it does stop automatically. It doesn't just keep spinning. So we'll set that down there and show you that. Well, that's okay. So that you can see it gets to the end of the record and it just stops. So it's not just spinning there wearing on your stylus. So that's another feature that's nice. I think there might just be a little bit of an issue once I use the tone arm lift a few times. It's maybe just a little bit stiff from being stored for a while in the store right now, but it did lower down on there perfectly. So anyway, after having the wireless issue with my speaker here, it does work wirelessly. So I think this is a really good, at least it's a good beginner or second turntable if that's something you're looking for. I probably wouldn't use it as my main turntable necessarily, but if you're just starting out, I mean, there are upgrades you can do. You can replace the cartridge and different things like that. Maybe put a cork mat on there or something other than a felt slip mat. But otherwise, I think it's a really good setup. Definitely better than a Crosley or one of those cheaper turntables like that. And for $100, it's not too bad of a price in my opinion. So if you're out looking for something like this for Christmas or for any time in the future here, be sure and check these out. It's definitely worth the purchase. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.